Guys, what's up? Welcome to my video. I'm gonna bleed the alright, I'm gonna bleed the inverter coolant, but before I do that, I'm gonna show you guys where the differential fill and bleed is. Not bleed. I mean, I'm gonna drain and change up my coolant for the inverter. But I'm showing you guys. I did the differential, the transmission fluid. There's one is for the drain, one is for the fill. This is for the drain, and the fill is up there. It's up there. It's right here. That's the fill. All right. These are Torx sockets that you got to use for this, and I'll tell you guys this. All right. Since I'm down here anyway, I'll tell you guys this. I didn't do a video of that, but if you guys are gonna change the differential fluid yourself, transmission fluid, just want to tell you guys to be very, very careful, because these, when I did these, and that was like over last summer, they were very, very, very tight. All right. You want to have the exact socket for it. If you have a socket that's maybe a size lower, go and get yourself the exact socket for it. All right. It has to fit 100% in there. All right. This is not one of those things you want to screw up. Believe me, this is not one of those things you want to screw up. A couple of them came out relatively easy. There was one or two of them, I'm talking about the front and the back, where it was so tight that, when I pressed against the wrench, it was actually it was actually going at an angle, and that scared the crap out of me. So what I did was, I think one of these was kind of eroded. I mean, if you guys ever used Torx before, you do it after a while. The holes are gonna get, like, the patterns, they're gonna get loose. All right. They're not gonna be that. Your socket's not gonna fit in there exactly. It's gonna be loose, and it's gonna wiggle a little bit. That's enough to actually mess up the whole entire thing. So, all right, if I could advise you anything, just be really, really, really careful. Use two hands, one to hold it in place, the other one's to crack it open, crack it loose. What I did do was, on one of them, there was one in the back where it was very, very tight, and the socket was very loose, kind of loose. So what I did was, I used a torch. I heated it up. All right, I couldn't finish it on that day because I knew that if I overdid it, there's a good chance that I would have just messed up that whole entire plug. And if you mess up this plug, it's gonna be a headache. I mean, it's gonna be a headache, expensive. All right, this is not one of those things that you guys want to screw up on. All right, trust me. You guys want to use all the care in the world to do this. So basically what I did was I used a torch, heated up for a couple minutes. All right. After that, since the socket was loose, I used tin foil, and I pretty much did like two layers of tin foil, put in the socket, popped it in there, and I popped it loose. All right. I popped it loose. Now when I tighten it, but I did not torque it. I did not tighten it very, very tight. Well, I did not tighten it to the point where I knew that there was going to be issues when I need to change it, like 75,000 miles later, or whatever it is. What else do I have to say about that? That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, you guys gonna do this on your own? Be very, very careful, because I actually did at one point consider, whether I should take it to the dealer to do it. And if you take it to the dealer to do it, I think it's gonna range from a couple $100 and up. I eventually did it myself. It was pretty simple. You guys, it was relatively simple, except for the fact that you gotta loosen up, these plugs and these bolts. What else? And when I tightened them, I tightened them tight enough. All right, tight enough. They weren't loose, but I tightened them tight enough. But it wasn't to the point where I was absolutely cranking on it, because you don't want it to leak, but you do not want it to tighten up to the point where sometime in the future, because it's going to be a long time before you're going to touch these again, that you want to you know, sometimes that you're gonna have issues taking them off in the future. And I actually did put some it wasn't WD-40, PB Blaster. I put some PB Blaster on there, and you know, it worked. So I changed it up. Easy job, except for taking the bolts off if you have like a rusty encasement and stuff like that. All right, guys. Any questions? Leave me a question. Leave your questions, comments. Give me a thumbs up, etc., etc. All right, guys. Take care.